Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Jamie,
Rudy,
and
Andy.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I am your host, Jamie Paredes, and joining me as always are my brothers, Bobby, Rudy, and Andy. How's it going, boys?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Going all right.
Okay. All right. Well, that was good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
so long since I've seen you
The
guys.
thing is when you say that, when you say, how's it going, boys? The next thing that's going to happen is the three of us are all going to try and talk at once. So I held back
That's
this
true.
time.
That is true.
I know, and now we're all holding back, and then we're all sitting there like idiots, and so whatever.
Next week, let's
Yeah.
all just try see who's the first one to get in there.
No Emmys, stop.
Yeah,
Good. Yes. So
I have to mention, first off, as we get started, I missed you guys. I didn't get to see you on Sunday. I mean, we
I
had
know. How's that?
we had a family-less Sunday.
That was Mom's
Yeah.
fault.
That was Mom's fault.
Ooh. Hey, I don't think you want
yes.
to go and alienate one of our only two viewers.
Yes, that is true. Those are our fans. We've got two huge fans of the show,
Dare we call them groupies?
groupies.
Yeah.
Teresa
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Robert Paredes.
Yeah.
Teresa and Robert Paredes. I went over to visit him today because, of course, they still get some of my mail. And Dad texted me and said, hey, we got some mail here for you. And your mom says, in case you were wondering, we're still alive, which means, okay, I haven't been over. So I go over there, but it's like, you can't complain. If you cancel Sunday, you can't complain.
And
that
she
you-
did cancel it. She did say nobody's coming over. We have a party to go to.
Right.
So yeah.
Happy birthday, Aunt Margie.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
yes.
I guess
absolutely.
surprise.
Yeah. Surprise.
Was it a
80th
surprise?
Yeah,
It
it's supposed
was
to be a
a
surprise
Yeah,
80th,
it was.
80th birthday, right? For Aunt Margie.
So happy birthday, Aunt Margie. But
That was the reason we couldn't
my
get-
invite was lost in the mail, I think. Did you guys get your invites? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so Mom was going to that, so she had to cancel Sunday. But you can't like complain about missing us if you canceled Sunday.
Yeah.
Well,
and so
they
on the
didn't
way home,
anticipate.
I-
They didn't
I was just
anticipate
gonna-
that party only going for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I didn't.
yeah,
go
and I was
through.
like, wait, would you think you were going to be there for 4 hours or something? Like, I don't know what they were thinking, but she calls me on the way home, like, hey, we're coming over to your house. I was like, okay, we're literally just laying around doing nothing. And then, yeah, she
right.
starts talking about, well, it's Sunday, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you canceled it. Like, what?
Yeah, and so I had literally just made plans with my daughter, and I think Manny went with us. But yeah, we had just made plans. I'm like, I'm gonna go meet the kids. We're gonna go shopping, like, because you said we weren't doing this, and now you're coming back and wanting to do it. But
Yeah. I think it was at the last minute wanting to. Okay, well, there's still some time left. I don't want to cancel it. Everybody come over. Or whose house are we going to? And by that time, I was already doing things. Yeah, that wasn't going to work.
I made a special. I went to church this week.
Yes.
What?
Yes. So I walk into mass at St. James. I walk into mass at St. James and I look over and Rudy's sitting there. by
There he
himself.
is.
Kinda
Yeah.
sad.
Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Bernie Mac, baby, that's great.
So I told Avery, hey, there's Uncle Rudy. Go tell him to come sit with us. And she's like, no, you. I was like, just go. And so she went over there and talked to you, I guess, brother.
Yeah, so I was sitting there and I'm like, I wonder when, because I know Jamie will be late. So I wonder when he will come in.
I'm never
you-
late.
Yeah, you're not really the late type, but I was there before you. So I'm looking, and it's a huge church at St. James. I had never been in that new church. I hadn't been since, that's how long it's been since I've been.
The hour.
So I'm waiting and I'm looking and I see Emily and Alicia coming in. And then, so I'm looking this way and I see Emily and Alicia. And then when I turn back around, boom, there's Avery's face, right? Because I'm at the end of the pew, just a big old smile and her big old glasses. And she's like, Dad said for you to come sit with us. And I'm like, did he? I'm like, that doesn't sound like my brother. Like, really? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, that's okay. I'm right here. And like, she just stood there with a big smile. Like she wasn't leaving until I got up. And I was just like, okay, you can go now. Like, and she's like, no, come sit with us. And I was like, all right. So yeah, went over and
And
sat
so
with.
he comes and ends up sitting like smack dab in the middle of my family. Like I'm on one end and Emily's on the other, and he sits down right in the middle, like he's one of our kids or something.
Yeah, I realized that after I sat down that I completely parted your family, and I'm like, I should have went all the way over because I couldn't sit on the end because Alicia's chair was there, so I should have just kept going all the way past you. But yeah, that was an awkward. I was right in the middle. But the first thing I when I sat down, the first thing that was said to me from Jamie was kind of mouthed it to me because we're in church, but he's like, "There's free donuts." I'm like, brother,
so hungry.
that is not why I came to church. Was for the free donuts. But
Well,
he was very excited about it.
It's incentive for us. Yes. No, we go down and have complimentary coffee and donuts in the basement of our church after mass at 10:30. So yeah.
They also have orange drink, I believe. That wasn't orange juice. There's no way that was orange juice. But they have orange drink, and yeah. So the free donuts was.
I figured that's why he was there.
No, I wasn't there for free donuts. I need some Jesus. So I went to hear the Lord. I went to hear the Lord, but then you just notice all the people, man. There's some great people watching at church.
There is.
So that's the reason to go.
So tell me, why does someone put their sunglasses on the back of their shirt, like literally right behind their neck? Like the most inconvenient place on your entire body to reach for sunglasses.
Because you look cool, like you're pulling out a weapon. You're like, oh, is he going to shoot me? Is he going to shoot me?
Everybody get down.
I got my shades.
Is it a bow and arrow? No, it's just my Oakleys.
Yeah. So I just thought that was really, really weird place to have your glasses. I don't know. But
yeah.
I also saw Macy's kindergarten teacher there. I can't remember her name, Mrs. something or other from Liberty. But yeah, no, church is an interesting place, man.
He wasn't melting. There wasn't any steam coming off of him or anything, so he survived.
When I put my fingers in the holy water, it did there was a little bit of smoke that came up. Yeah, so
burn a little bit.
Yeah, so but I did enjoy afterwards telling Avery what we used to be told when we were, or at least I used to be told in church, because I would always fall asleep when I was a kid. But I told Avery that she was acting bad and she's going to need to go again. So
didn't count.
Didn't count. You got to go again.
I literally did that to Xavier. I think I actually took him twice in one weekend. I mean, this was back when he was a little kid and he wasn't behaving. And I think I told him, yeah, that didn't count. We're going again tomorrow or, some other time. And we ended up going a second time. And then I realized it's really more punishment for me than it is for him.
Punishment?
Well,
wow.
Inconvenience. How about that? Inconvenience.
No, you said punishment.
No,
I'm glad the Lord's death and resurrection was inconvenient for you, brother.
So Rudy was talking about how being in church and he didn't, or Jamie, one of you guys was talking about how he didn't burn. I chose yesterday, which was, 100, 102 degrees, 103 degrees. I chose yesterday evening to go and mow my lawn. And as I'm out there, literally feeling the sun burning the back of my legs, sitting there going, man, I really need to start being a better person, because if hell is worse than this, is hotter than this, I want no part of that, man. I gotta start acting right.
Yeah, quit acting stupid. See what I did there? See what I did?
Yeah, that's the name of our thing that we're doing.
Yes, clever. Our thing. Yes,
clever.
Well, yeah, no. So Rudy survived church. He got to have donuts downstairs.
I don't want to tell you how many calories are in a donut and how much time on a treadmill or elliptical you have to spend in order to burn one off, but we'll move on.
That's another thing today. Speaking of calories.
Hold on, wait a minute. He's going to tell me he went to the gym today?
I went to the
He's
gym
turning-
today.
Holy
turning over a new
cow!
leaf.
I went. So
Jim
there.
who? What's
went
his
to-
name?
so-
Jim who? Yeah.
I see what you're doing. So I went to church. I went to the gym,
Wow.
What else you got, Tony?
and
I'm a new man.
I went with you guys to see Aunt Helen.
Yes.
We can get to that in a second, but I will say I did go to the gym. Like I got my keys, I got in my car, got on my sweating to the oldies outfit, and shout out to Richard Simmons. More on him later, but R.I.P. But I got in the car. That was I did that part of it, and then I got to Ford because I've got a free access to the gym there, and I scanned my badge and I couldn't get in, so I didn't actually work out today. But the thought was I meant to, because apparently you have to fill out a waiver every year. I didn't realize that, and I haven't been since last year. So my waiver from last year, my 2003 waiver, doesn't cover me, so my badge no longer works.
So there you were in your Lululemons, and you decided to go get ice cream.
No, that's when I decided to go to our parents' house. So, but I was hungry. No, then I went to see a movie today because it was kind of cloudy, and I got a thing of popcorn. But anyways, yeah, the
So
opposite of healthy.
Speaking of unhealthy and calories, my family went out to Red Robin the other day. Was it Saturday night? And yeah, it's bad news there. Because I go and I order the cheapest burger and then just eat all the fries like nonstop and take the burger home. So I'm just like destroying basket after basket of fries.
Bottomless fries, right?
Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. And so Emily orders a burger and she just ordered it. Didn't really look too deep into the menu, but she ordered it. It came out and it had mayonnaise on it. And she's like, yeah, it's everywhere. I can't eat this. And so she asked the guy. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, you can have either the mayonnaise or you can wait a little bit longer. And when they bring it out, it'll have spit on it. So whichever, I don't mayonnaise, spit, I don't know. But so the guy's like, he was really cool about it. He's like, oh, yeah, let me take this. Or, I'll get you a new one, whatever. And so I was like, okay, I kind of pushed that burger off to the side because I thought he would take it back. Well, he didn't. And so I was like, just kind of hide that burger a little bit. And
so you actively told Emily to hide it?
Yeah. I was like, just kind of, maybe he doesn't see it. Maybe he didn't. He just, because he just said,
hold on. I envision
another
that I envision that you're hiding a burger on the table, like by throwing like a napkin over it and covering it.
At that point, we had so many baskets of fries. Like it was kind of, it was a cluttered mess.
Stuff. Put it over by like the napkin dispenser on the far end of the table. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, just kind of camouflage it a little bit. So because the guy was like, here, I'll get you a new one. So he took off and I was like, okay, dude, I'm totally going to get 2 burgers out of this. And both of which I would take home because I wanted to keep eating fries and I didn't want to take up unnecessary space in my stomach. So the guy comes out with the burger and, he gives her a new one or whatever. And she grabs the plate, the original plate, and hands it to the guy. I wanted to freaking cry.
Divorced.
I'm like,
we're getting divorced.
Everything you're doing is bad. I want you to know this.
My God.
That's grounds for divorce.
So that burger's going straight in the trash.
At least.
And here's the thing. So not only is that burger going in the trash, but there were also fries on that plate. It wasn't a lot, but there was fries. I'm like, at least give me those. Like,
the fries the fries are free anyway, so that doesn't bother me. But the meat on that plate.
Well, I can't believe we've gone here already, 10 minutes into the show. But so let me tell you about my Saturday night because it also has to do with the restaurant. And I need to give a shout out quickly to my niece, Marissa, who I think she's a pretty avid viewer of this podcast.
Shout out to Marissa. Hey, Marissa.
Thank you, Marissa, for being a viewer. She turned 20 on Saturday, and so we all went out for her birthday to Longhorn Steakhouse. Okay, no, not Longhorn, Texas Roadhouse.
Ooh, I'm a big Texas Roadhouse.
And I don't go to Texas Roadhouse that often, and so what I'm telling myself before I go in, and there was a long wait, so we were waiting for a while to get seated and such, and so I said, all right, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna have only one roll, and I'm gonna eat something, whatever healthy they've got on the meal on the menu.
Anyone only had one roll ever?
Maybe if they didn't put that cinnamon butter on it, because that's crack.
Bless. God bless.
Mhm.
Anyway, so yeah, I ended up eating 2.5 or 3 rolls. I ended up getting like chicken and a
Chicken
baked
or
potato.
chicken?
Chicken and chicken.
Should have gotten chicken with vegetables and a salad. Instead, I got chicken, a salad, and a baked potato, which I promptly devoured on, it had sour cream and butter on it. But, so long story short, I ate way more than I should have because we also had cake afterwards. But, going back to your burger thing, though, let's see, what was it? Tomas had asked for a burger with lettuce, but no tomato. No tomato, I think is what it was. And they brought it out. No, he wanted lettuce and tomato, I think. I don't know, something. They forgot one item. And so we were about to send it back, but his concern, and Tomas actually voiced this. He's like, wait a minute, you're not going to throw that away, are you? So they said, no, we'll just go and we'll put the missing item on. What was the missing? This is going to bug me. But anyway, so it was just funny because he actually articulated, look, please don't throw that burger away.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just funny because you had mentioned that.
Yeah, that was the exact same
So-
situation. Yeah.
So you went to Texas Roadhouse and 2 people didn't get a steak. Did anybody get a steak?
I don't ever get steaks.
My niece Marissa got a steak. I think BJ got a steak. Yeah, no, I'm trying to eat healthier. So hey, I didn't get to pick the restaurant, and so we're going there for Marissa's birthday. So that's fine. But I didn't really want a steak. I'm trying to eat less red meat.
I've never had a steak at Texas Roadhouse. Are they good or something?
I mean, that's just what
it's
they're known for.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, you can get like a 5-ounce steak or something that's kind of pretty small piece of meat.
I could inhale that.
What was the one that John Candy ate on the Great Outdoors?
The old
The 96er.
Was it the 96er? Jesus Christ.
Never seen that movie, but
You've never seen the Great
You've
Outdoors?
seen the Great Outdoors?
What in the hell?
I haven't either.
Whoa,
I'll give you a pass because of your age, but Jamie should have seen it.
that's an '80s movie. Yeah.
I'm just surprised he knew that deep cut, having never seen it.
that
Yeah,
96er.
Like,
Yeah, the old
yeah.
It literally was in my Facebook feed like yesterday. Something about that. And it
Oh, really?
mentioned the 96er. Yeah, weird.
Hey, let me step in real quick before we get too far away from when I walked into mom and dad's house today to visit them. Mom said, "You look skinny."
Maybe it was that trip to the gym that you made.
I went into the gym, or actually the door wouldn't unlock, so
Jim
I went
who?
to the gym. You already made
Wasn't
that
the
joke,
first time,
Jamie.
Jamie.
But point is, if I'm gonna
He
rip
said
on
he
her,
went into never mind. All right, go ahead.
it would have been like if I went into gym.
Thank you.
Thank you. I did have a buddy of mine who watches our show regularly, Brian. Shout out to Brian Gully.
Brian.
He says one of his favorite things on the show is watching Jamie say a joke and it just dies. It's happened quite a bit. It already happened once in this show.
It's a weekly occurrence.
But I just wanted to give mom props because I was tearing her down for, me walking in and saying, "You look fat." Or that was more Grandma Garcia, but mom does it too. But today I walked in and she said, "You look skinny." And then dad goes,
Well,
"I
with
think
your bad knee, Ed, you shouldn't throw anybody.
Dad said, "I think it's just the shirt." So thanks.
So
Thanks,
Dad
Bob.
was the one to bring you back down to reality, huh?
He knocked me down
But
pretty
see,
quick.
to me, if she's saying you look skinny, that's basically saying you looked fat the last time
You
I saw
were
you.
fat.
Or
'Cause
You were
normally,
fat.
you know what? I will
normally
say
you
that.
do look fat.
She
And
did
then-
say,
Normally
she's like, she said, "You look skinny." And then the conversation went to, "But last time you were here, ooh, you looked fat. I think it was that shirt you had on." And I'm like, "Thanks, Mom. I'm just going to choose to hear the first part of it." But yeah, so you're right. That is exactly what she was saying.
But you know what it was? It was the time you spent in church. See, you're already praying to lose weight, and you've already lost
It's
weight.
it's all those sins that have been lifted off your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all just poured. Yeah, weight lifted for sure. So, yeah. Anyway,
Good.
yeah.
All right.
What else
So-
is going on, guys?
Well, we probably ought to get to the topic at hand before we get an hour in and realize we haven't even touched on the topic. But
The All-Star game.
All-Star game, yeah. Did you guys want to talk about that? I mean, that was tonight. We're recording.
Well, first of all, Andrew, I'm assuming you've probably seen the whole thing. I just saw Cole Reagan's inning, and that's where I'm at. So,
I think that's where I stopped watching it as well. Because then we were over at Kaylee's cousin's house, so I saw like most of the game there. But then we
Okay.
had to come home with the kids and get them to bed, and so I missed. And then I got down here; it was over already.
Well, I
But
was
I
pretty
saw all
disappointed.
this.
You saw what?
Go ahead. I saw
I was
all the scoring and everything.
I was just disappointed to see that Corey Seager came in after Henderson. Wasn't he? Corey Seager
Yeah.
came in at shortstop. So is Bobby Witt going to even get on the field? I don't know. We'll see when this is over.
I know the answer to that.
All right. Stop. Anyways,
I could give that away as well, but I won't.
Yeah, we decided to get dressed up in our baseball jerseys. For those of you on Spotify, Andrew and I have the Royals represented. I'm a little more old school. Aaron Crow, my God.
Show the All-Star patch.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I've got apparently the 1978 All-Star game was in San Diego.
And Bobby is poor and doesn't have one.
Yeah,
So-
you're just poor.
No, I think it's called I'm a grown ass adult and I don't wear baseball jerseys
Are you in the mob?
because of the tracksuit.
Were you hanging out with Anthony Paris tonight?
Maybe
You guys in
I was
Adidas
I was
tracksuits?
down at the American Sons of Columbus.
Yeah, playing a little bocce.
You know,
We need to learn bocce, but anyway, yeah, All-Star game tonight. So jerseys. I think the topic from the pictures you sent me, Andrew, I think I know where the topic's going to go.
Well, I mean, it's a common conversation the last few years about the All-Star game uniforms.
Terrible.
And how I actually like them to this year. When I was just seeing the jerseys in the weeks leading up, I thought they looked kind of, okay. So this is what.
Yeah, well, let's hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get to Andrew's point first.
To finish my last thought, though, was that I thought once I saw the pants and everything, I liked the red and gray. And
I like the jersey. I like the uniform. That's fine. I don't want them playing the All-Star game in those uniforms. I just don't.
Okay.
Did you notice part of this uniform was a gigantic belt buckle because they're in Texas? Did you guys notice that?
I didn't really pay that close
Huge
attention.
belt buckle. In fact, they had a mic on is it Trey Turner, and he made a diving play up the middle, and he said something about the belt buckle when he got up. He's like, this belt buckle's huge, like, because they're supposed to. I couldn't tell, but I even noticed it. No, I think I just noticed it today. But yeah, just gigantic. I can't tell what they say on them, but it's like a belt buckle because they're in Texas. But
am I on the right show? I thought we were going to talk baseball and All-Star game. I didn't know we were going to talk fashion
uniforms.
Well, that is the conversation around the All-Star game a lot the last few years. People do not like that they don't wear their team's uniforms anymore.
Yeah.
So I like that they're designing National League, American League uniforms for whatever city they're in that year and wear them to all the festivities, the celebrity softball, the rookie game or whatever, the futures game, the home run derby, do all that. Great.
Well, and that's what they were doing for the last 10 years.
And I was okay with that.
But yeah, I get it. Then I would see, these jerseys that they would make that they would wear during the home run derby, and they were specific to the city and everything. And I thought it was weird that they only wore them, that they didn't actually wear them for the game. Like, you go through this whole process of designing something that's unique every year, and then you put them on jerseys and everything, and you sell the jerseys.
It's something else to
You
sell.
don't even wear them, but then you don't even wear them during the game.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's how I felt.
Because growing up, as you know, this is what we're used to.
Now we're talking.
And I think this is what people say when they bring up that argument of they should wear their uniforms. And I agree. They should wear ones that look like this. Like, look at all the different colors, the different personality in each uniform. It's fun. That's fun.
I like that picture.
If we're talking about every team's going to wear their retro or their Sunday alternative, whatever, alternate color, I'm cool with that.
I hear your point on this because now the teams look.
Yeah, I don't find that this is as interesting. And this is what it would look like if everybody was wearing their own jerseys.
Why are there so many Diamondbacks? Why are there so many Diamondbacks in the front row?
Because they were the World Series in the World Series last year, so their whole coaching staff is there.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
And actually,
Yeah.
there's a guy in the middle that was in the Reds with the Reds.
Right. But I just saw a bunch of Diamondbacks.
Oh yeah, and he's like one of the honorary coaches.
So I do see your point. I think the discussion here then needs to go to like the uniforms are just lame. Everybody's got gray and white, and that's it.
Because I was even thinking back to like, maybe 15 years ago. Remember when the Twins their away uniform was pinstriped, and it just had a little bit more character than just a gray uniform.
No, I totally feel you. One thing I did notice last night during the home run derby, and I noticed this, I think last year was the first time I noticed it. You see that each guy has their own individual like specialty bat or whatever. Like Gunnar Henderson had Scooby-Doo on his. I think Bobby Witt had like the Texas flag on it. Like that's cool. And I wonder, like, why can't you do that during the season? Like let Bobby Witt use that bat all season long. Like why do they have to be boring in uniform? You could sell those bats, like Bobby Witt autograph specific bats, replicas of what he uses. Like, just do something.
Is it that it's distracting to the outfield or to the pitcher? If you've got
it shouldn't be. I know. Yeah, like the pitcher can't wear certain things to distract the hitter. But once the ball's hit, I don't see how that would distract the fielders.
Okay, well, so like all those custom bats too, like who makes them? Like what company?
I think the artist was there. They said his name at the beginning of, and I don't know if he did all of them. I don't know if one person did all the bats, but
because
there was an artist there.
Well, yeah, I bet there's some sort of contractual thing with a company that with. What are the bat companies? Easton or Eaton?
Louisville
or
Slugger,
or just
maybe.
Louisville Slugger, whoever. But I bet there's a because like I bet they have Rawlings, like they can only use the Rawlings
figure it out
or something.
Figure it out. Have Rawlings. I mean, just do something. Because I know a couple years ago too, when they started with the catcher's masks, some of them started wearing like hockey type masks where they had different. And I know Salvador Perez didn't like the feel of them or whatever. He just uses a regular mask. But I don't know. I'm thinking of ways to do.
Fashion Police, I've got a question for you. What was it that Bobby Witt was wearing on his feet last night? What were those socks?
What are those?
Yeah, Kaylee didn't like those either. I don't know.
It wasn't just him.
I thought maybe it was camouflage, and I'd got a closer look. I'm like, I don't think so. It's just brown.
It wasn't just him. It was also, I know Ramirez from Cleveland was wearing it. I think most of them had socks on. But was it made to look like, and this is just a thought, was it supposed to look like cowboy boots? Texas was driving home the Texas theme,
which is really why I was hoping that Bobby would win, given that
he was there
in his hometown.
Did you guys see like the introductions tonight? Like they had cowgirls on horses riding.
Yeah,
it was weird. I mean, it was just, and then
it's kind of cool.
Put a cowboy hat on a little kid, and then they I don't know.
Pretty over the top, huh? They wanted to make sure you knew exactly where they were playing this game.
No doubt they were in Texas for sure. So, but yeah, the All-Star game is always fun to watch every year.
This is where we need the drop from Full Metal Jacket, where Harley Ermey's character, name escapes me right now, Sergeant.
Oh yeah,
talks about what's in Texas.
No, we can't use that, brother. Sorry. That's
wrong with that.
That's inappropriate now. So
well, I
expect that from Jamie, not you.
I know, Bob. You're supposed to have more sense than that.
You're better than that.
I'm always about.
I'm the non-PC one of our bunch.
Yes,
pretty much.
I think we are finding out like who's like Bobby's the uptight,
uptight.
Button up, I'm more the cool guy, backwards hat and all.
Ooh.
Jamie's the not funny guy. Andrew, I haven't pinned you yet. You don't have enough episodes under your belt yet, but
I'm just a little brother.
Yeah, he's just a whittle guy. Anywho,
hey, what about me, guys? What about me?
How do you All-Star game?
I think. Go ahead.
Well, the game was good. I don't want to spoil anything for Rudy, but I mean, it was a good game. It was pretty quick. It was moving fast.
It was moving fast, as far as I.
So I shouldn't tell him who the MVP was.
Let's avoid that.
I shouldn't tell him who the MVP was then.
If it was Bobby Jr., I'm gonna shit my pants.
According to my box, it was me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you are the MVP. Look at that.
Wait a minute.
But no,
is he on the team named Andy?
No,
maybe.
I don't even think.
Where's the crickets drop?
No, that was a serious question. Like I didn't understand why you put MVP there, but like, are you saying?
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything.
Baseball
I was
ref.
gonna do like a 6-time All-Star thing, but I couldn't land on what the number should be. Or
I literally was in the All-Star game 6 times out of 6 years.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Jamie, you're kind of quiet up there. What's up, buddy?
No, your stories have become tiresome.
Well, the home run derby though was pretty fun last night. You guys, were you guys hanging on every pitch there?
I never watch it, but I did find myself watching Teoscar or whatever his name is. That was pretty good. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
but it's kind of cheesy with the bonuses, and if it goes this and that, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Actually, yeah, I liked the kind of format change because in my life there's been there's been 2 distinct styles with like the 10 outs, and you just you take there's a lot of taking in the pitches, and it's just a little slower. Sometimes guys these at bats go on for a while and they only hit 3 or 4 home runs, but it was a little bit more dramatic because you're hanging off of every pitch. You get to enjoy the trajectory of each home run, because it was slower paced.
I found I didn't. Oh yeah, okay. You're talking about in the past. Go ahead.
And then they moved to the last few years, to being timed and like just kind of chaotic, a little bit more chaotic, bam, 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 which I think is also kind of interesting and fun. But you don't get to enjoy each home run as much. And I think this year they kind of they tried to do a little bit of both. It was timed, but you only had 40 pitches at the most, and then you had that bonus round that felt a lot like that old school style. So then it got a little slower, but a little more dramatic, a little more tense.
I agree entirely.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I agree entirely with everything Andrew just said about how it brought the best of both worlds, and that it you had the timed part of it that was like real fast paced, and then the more dramatic, slower part.
And I think, at least for me, anyways, just the fact that Bobby Witt was there made it more interesting. Obviously,
100%. The only reason I watched it last night.
And after his first round, I thought, well, crap, he ain't even gonna make it past but shit, he was one of the top guys. So so we were. I for a while I thought he was out, but as people just kind of periodically dropped out, and so that was it got really exciting. It was really tense, and I was surprised I was that into it, but I was.
Well, and like I've been lucky. You guys are a little older, so you saw probably Danny Tartable and some others from way back in the day. For me, I saw Mike Moustakas, then Salvi a couple years ago, and now Bobby. Salvi and Moose were out in the first round, and so which I remember the Salvi one because that one he hit like that's the other stylistic difference. When it was 10 outs, it used to just be everybody and whoever hit the most, and then they started doing like brackets. And so you just had to out hit the one you were in. So Salvi, his year, he hit like the second, maybe the third most in the first round, but because he was up against Pete Alonso, he didn't make it.
Right.
And so I'm used to like, I've seen it a couple times where my team, the guys are up there, but they're out so quickly. So to see Bobby make it each round got more exciting because I'm like, usually I turn it off by now.
You mentioned Danny Tartable. Was he in a home run derby?
In the 90s.
I didn't even know they did them back then.
Yeah, I thought it was fairly new, like within the last 10, 15 years.
No, well, I remember watching him as a
20,
kid.
I'd say 20 years at least.
I remember him in the 90s, watching him as a kid over at 6th Street, seeing, I think, Griffey Jr. Did Luis Gonzalez win one year? Maybe Miguel Tejada? Like those, I remember those guys.
Sounds
familiar. I just remember the year it was in Kansas City and they didn't take Billy Butler. Robinson Cano didn't pick him, so that was fun.
And he hit zero home runs.
Dude, and the crowd was just on his ass. It was great.
One thing I did notice with my casual viewing of the All-Star game tonight was that there was a paradis on the All-Star the All-Star team.
Now
Isak.
Show you my photo.
Oh, I should have brought my photo up.
Of what?
So Parker went to the Royals Diamondbacks game.
I remember this,
And she took a picture of the scoreboard. And I got a text that said, Dad, are we related to this guy?
Now, I don't think I can really zoom in here on this photo, but let me tell you what you're looking at here. This is in Tropicana Field, and I guess I probably need to give photo credit because I did steal it off of somebody's Facebook page. So Danny Melgoza, I appreciate. I don't even know if you're listening to this, but yeah, I grabbed this off of his Facebook page. He was at a game at Tropicana Field, obviously the home of the Tampa Bay Rays, and so it was Isak or Paredes night, and so what you can't see all that well is that everyone in this crowd is wearing a giveaway, and the jersey on the back of it says Paredes. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know how well you guys can see it. I didn't do a very good job of blowing it up, but
yeah, thanks for bringing a picture we can't see, but we're good.
I just described to you and for all our folks on Spotify what the picture is. So
yeah, which I feel bad now because I didn't really describe what the pictures earlier. So
worry,
sorry,
nobody's listening
Spotify.
Anyway.
Good point.
9 times.
That's my favorite. Nobody's listening anyway.
So it was Paredes giveaway night, and
yeah,
that's.
So you might go back to your story about your daughter.
No, it was just something I thought it was hilarious, and I think I posted it on Facebook. But yeah, just out of the blue, she was at the game and saw this. She just took a picture of the scoreboard and just said, "Dad, are we related to this guy?" And it was Isak Paredes. But
well, and you said I liked what you said to her in the post, which was
said, if you would have went to the family reunion, you'd know. Because she was noticeably absent. Although I gave her shit and I didn't even go to the family reunion, so I had to work. But
I also like the idea that that's not really a no, so maybe she does think that that's our cousin.
No, I think she definitely does. And honestly, I mean, how many Paredes is he's got to be in the family somewhere.
If you go far enough back, you'll find the connection.
I'm sure we're connected to Isak. Not Jimmy Paredes though. We don't know him. We don't.
He wasn't very good. Very good.
No. He wasn't good at all. So,
no, I was listening to the. I had the game on, and I wasn't really watching it, but I heard that he. Well, I won't tell you what he does when he comes up to bat, but I mean, yeah, I heard his name mentioned. I was like, oh wow, he's an all-star.
There's a Paredes in the all-star game. Yeah, so
that's pretty wild.
That's pretty cool.
I might need to get a Paredes all-star jersey.
Get an all-star jersey with the name on. Yep.
I'm gonna go online today and order that. It's probably.
I'm sure you will.
It's probably
Prime Day.
$300, but. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Prime Day. Hey, Andrew mentioned Prime Day. Did anybody buy anything for Prime Day?
I did not. No.
Would that be tomorrow?
I forgot all about it.
That'd be tomorrow, right?
No, it's today and tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow. Because tomorrow is. No, that was a math joke. I just realized it was a math joke and it didn't really go over well.
Yeah, you're thinking of Pi Day.
Nope. Tomorrow is the 17th of July. 17 is a prime number. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, see.
Check out the big brain on bread.
Where's the crickets? God dang it. Where's the crickets?
17th is tomorrow. 17 is a prime number. So that's why I said no.
He's still trying. He's still.
I know he's setting me up.
I'm having to explain my joke.
It sucks.
He's just vamping so you can find the crickets.
Boring.
Vamping.
All right.
Too many drops.
Have we beat the All-Star game to death yet?
I think so. I think
so. But hey, you know what? I just thought about.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, because I'm gonna be changing topics. So
okay.
Were you
the other thing is, you remember growing up when they and I don't know if they did this today.
You mama.
Good one.
But when they introduced the players, they all line up on the first base and third base line, and then they still
do that.
They do.
They did.
But nobody does the whole. I mean, some people grab them, but nobody full on takes it off. Yeah,
the guy from the Cubs, the guy from Japan this first year, he kind of did like a full not a full bow, but you could tell he kind of had that vibe. It was very respectful.
He's from Japan, so of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that was the only other memory I had.
It was last year or maybe 2 years ago. They didn't do them along the first base and third base lines. Instead, they all came out from the bullpen, I think, and one by one they were. they were announced, I think, by team. Like the Baltimore Orioles, all their all-stars came out and they said their names and they all came, walking in together, which I thought was, it's not as classic, but I thought it was kind of cool that they did something different. I don't know.
Nope, not cool at all. Don't change
Tell
it.
me the starters got introduced and came out of the dugout, right? And they came jogging out of the dugout.
Honestly, I didn't see this.
They did.
I didn't see the starting lineup.
Yes, they did. Did any of you guys ever get introduced in an all-star game like that?
I was in an all-star game, or a couple, I think.
I was in 6 of them, as you can see from my tagline. But
Oh,
I do.
God.
That was my favorite part. Like my favorite part was getting introduced and wondering, like, do I step forward and take my hat all the way off and look around, or do I just
all right,
do I just grab it, or do I say hi, mom, or whatever?
All right.
Who
That's the fun thing
on the batting glove? What
That
player
was Gary Gaetti. Gary Gaetti.
Gary Gaetti. That's a good one. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I couldn't remember. I was literally asking because I couldn't remember who it was.
Yep, Gary Gaetti.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
That's always the fun thing, being in a play or a show, and then at the end when you do your little curtain call bow, because there's a lot of different kinds of, just the same way. There's a lot of just like a.
Yeah, you can show a little personality there. So.
Yeah, you could do kind of something fun.
It's like your own touchdown dance.
I always wanted to be in a play just for the bows at the end.
Well, you got your 6 All-Stars appearances. I got my shows. It's the same thing.
And guys, I kind of got both. I mean, like I've said, shared in several episodes ago, I made the cast of Lend Me a Tenor, and then I
show some proof.
Chose not to be in the play, and then I was also an all-star as well. So I was, kind of multi-talented.
Who are you an all-star for? What league was it? Like the Special Olympics?
3 and 2, Salinas. I don't remember what
the all-star game for Salinas. I don't believe that.
Got the photo somewhere to prove it. But
who was on the team? Was John Pachota, Eli Pena?
No. This is what we were. Well, yeah, Eli was on the team.
Yeah, Eli, Kenny Hook.
But no, it wasn't Kenny and John Pachota. No, this was like the year that we were not very good.
Well, that would mean you got less all-stars. How did you make it?
I know, because I hustled my butt off. I was a catcher, and I put that equipment on, and I looked
Danny
like Gary
Gasca.
Carter.
I think Danny Gasca should have made it before you.
Never had one lesson.
Okay. I'll have to find the photo, and maybe next year at this time.
Yes, we should. Oh, dude, I've got my all-star photo.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself.
Oh God.
Literally goes next. He's getting up and he's going.
He didn't give us.
You guys can't.
He didn't give us a topic.
We can see this. He's going into his. Yeah, he's literally going into a room. I know he keeps photos, so he's going to come back with something.
We have to completely change the subject so he can't just jump in.
Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah. This okay. So this is going back a little bit, but we were talking about Paredes. But speaking of names and cousins and all that kind of stuff, I was going to mention our lunch outing last Friday.
Oh,
yes,
where we were treated like family.
Yeah. Is he here? What is he doing?
Rudy is trying to show us a picture of his all-star team photo.
Does he realize that there's some glare there that's causing?
Instead, we're just seeing his computer
screen. Ourselves. You realize we're only seeing ourselves because you've got it in some sort of plastic that is reflecting, right?
Oh God.
Funny story behind this picture. This was the all-star game that Anthony Spino didn't make because I made.
He should be there instead of you.
We got our cousin Maury here. There's Joe Mike Tuso. There's Zigarelli. There's me right there, of course. God, that was my first all-star game. Coach Ed Braille.
See, I made a few in T-ball.
What'd you say?
I made a few in T-ball. So.
Oh, I made T-ball. I'll show you. I won the home run derby in T-ball my last year. I hit 45 home runs that year.
Anyway.
Whatever.
As if there was such thing as a home run derby in T-ball.
There was. There was like a punt, pass, and kick, for football. But baseball, it was like run, pass, or run, throw, and hit. And yeah, they had numbers, they had scores. Like you had to, how far could you hit it? Almost like a shot put thing. And so I hit him the furthest. 100% that happened. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. I need to see those girls' underpants. I don't believe you at all.
What did you say about girls' underpants?
It was a
I think that was
reference.
a
It was
16
the
Candles.
fact that you need to see proof, and it was from 16 Candles. Obviously, I was trying to pull.
You just make a joke, Bobby.
I hate guys. I love women.
Okay.
All right.
All right, just let me explain the reference before we move on. He said he won the home run derby contest because now you know who I'm thinking of right now. Mom's like, "What are they talking about?"
Oh, that's a
So
good point.
disgusting.
Let me explain the reference. He said that he won the home run derby. I asked for proof, like in the movie 16 Candles, where they tell Anthony Michael Hall's character, what's his name in the show?
Farmer Ted.
Farmer Ted.
They asked Farmer Ted for proof that he had sex with the girl by bringing the underpants. Anyway, there. Does that help explain?
Quit playing
it?
with your
Maybe-
dinghy.
Maybe I only made it worse, actually, by explaining it further. But I was trying to explain my joke of how I wanted proof. But let's move on.
Wow.
I'm looking for something. Hold on.
Anyway,
He wants to keep talking.
Anyway,
He wants to keep talking about All Stars.
Okay. Whatever. What do you guys got next? What else? I mean, a lot of stuff happened this week.
Yeah, that's why I
yeah,
thought we
that's
talked
true.
about just all the stuff that
what
happened.
were you going to say, Andy?
well, I was gonna say, do we want to talk about our lunch outings from last
That's
week?
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I forgot about those.
Yeah, so we walked
Which-
in on Friday. We got together for lunch.
Hold on.
whoa,
Slow your
hold
roll.
up.
We did this without you on Thursday, bro.
Yeah, but if I'm not there, does it really count? I mean, I think we all know the answer to that.
I mean, overall, I think it was the better experience.
It was.
Might have been the better food, but it certainly wasn't the better experience.
Although the food on Friday wasn't bad at all. That was
Well,
pretty good.
I think you should tell everybody on Thursday we went to Arthur Bryant's.
Went to the
for some
original
barbecue.
Arthur Bryant's.
The original on what is it on what's this street called?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, the original Arthur Bryant's for barbecue, and I think we expected it to be pretty crowded, so we got there around right at 11,
Yeah.
and we got there. It was like a ghost town. I'm like, do people not eat barbecue anymore?
I don't know.
But yeah, no. So we had a
Yeah,
good lunch
walked-
with our cousin JJ.
yeah. I
I
mean, I
was
walked
thinking
in
about-
like 5 minutes late, and you guys had already had your food and sitting down.
Yeah,
That's
But
crazy.
you had the advantage of seeing our plate, Jamie and I, as opposed to our cousin Jay's plate. So Jamie and I ordered the burn-in.
burn-in
It was
sandwich.
like an open-faced sandwich, and it was like
Which you can't blame you.
Yeah, I went in. I wanted burn-ins. That's what I was going to get. It was $16.99. JJ went up there with the plan, and he got the half order, the half brisket sandwich, which was $9.99, much cheaper. But when we got to the table, he had so much more food than us. So anybody going to Arthur Bryant's, in fact, I was telling the story to Mom and Dad today, and Dad's like, we need to go down to Arthur Bryant's. We should do that this week. So yeah, it was a good deal for $9.99. That half brisket sandwich was it looked great. Was it as good as it looked, Andrew?
I think so. There were a few little fatty pieces on it for sure, but I mean, there was just so much of it that it's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, I was very satisfied.
And
So
the
then the next day, I had to tell you guys about the trick at Arthur Bryant's. Is actually a guy at one of my old jobs taught me this. You go into Arthur Bryant's, and instead of telling them that you're going to eat it there, you tell them it's to go, and then they throw it on the butcher paper, and then they just load it up with fries and meat, and then you just sit down and end up eating it there. I think it just in the long run ends up getting you more food.
Yeah. JJ shared a story about a friend of his who would go there, and he had, I guess he said he would take a $2 bill.
No, just $2. You give him like $2 to slip it to the guy cutting the meat. Or
But when he was telling the story, I thought he was saying a $2 bill, and I'm like, I don't have any of those. Who has
That's what I thought he said.
$2,
but whatever. But $2, and he would slip that to the guy who asks, what meat you want, and does the meat first. And he said he would give him that money, and the guy would just put piles and piles of meat on his to-go order or whatever, and he would take it home and then go to the store, get a loaf of bread, and then just eat on that for a whole week.
I feel like with inflation, you'd probably have to slip him like a 5 or a 10 nowadays. Like I don't think $2 is going to cut it. But
Well, and the funny thing about it though was when he told that story, it all kind of came together because what I noticed was and this is the first thing you see when you get in line, is there was a sign on the window that said, "Please bring all your tips to the front to the cashier." And it was I think it was like a handwritten note, and it was on there. And I thought that's a weird thing for them to post. And I thought, but at least it put tip in my mind. So I was like, oh yeah, I got to tip them at the end of this. So I thought maybe that was part of the play there. But I wonder if it had some.
Well, wait a minute.
But I wonder if it had something to do
them.
with
They
that.
didn't come to your table and ask to refill your water.
No, you don't have to tip them. And this is something we were talking about at the table because I did tip them just like $2, nothing crazy. But I think it was because I was standing there in line, and it wasn't like a long line. Like we said, they weren't super busy, but it was still early in the day, and I could just see the guys in the back. They're older guys. It kind of reminded me of Dad a little bit, or Dad's age group, those kind of guys. And I was like, it's going to get really hot back here. It's going to, they're going to be backed up all day. And I kind of got a little sympathy. So I was like, yeah, I'll just give them $2.
I see that.
I did not tip. I drew a line through their tip line.
No.
To make sure they knew. No tip.
Yeah. So the next day, we also, I guess none of us really were really busy the end of last week, I guess. Except for Bobby was out of town on Thursday. So Friday we ended up we were going to get together and try another barbecue place that happened to be closed when we got there. So we ended up taking a trip to the west side to Los Alamos. And that's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Los Alamos. Yeah. And then Jamie walks in, and at the time you're wearing a shirt that says Juarez Gamino family reunion. And
yeah, the thumbnail from a few weeks ago from the picnic.
Yeah.
So everyone's probably seen it, that blue shirt with the tree.
Yeah.
But yeah, Juarez Gamino on it. And you guys were the first ones in there. So they
and the guy, I guess he said, oh, hey, we're family, because his last name was Juarez too.
Yes.
So I come upon this and I'm sitting there going, so wait a minute, is he family? I'm totally lost, because I'm sitting here thinking that he's telling us, oh, we're related. But it was more of a, oh, you're Juarez, I'm Juarez, we must be related type of thing.
I think that's what it was. But he was the most friendly guy ever and was very welcoming. He called us family the whole time. And we had another nice, good lunch, I guess, with the five of us.
Carne asada tacos are very, very good there.
Very good.
That was fire.
I'm starving.
What'd you say, Jamie?
I said that was fire. The carne asada was fire, as the kids say.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
You guys had those beers.
We had some Saturday
with the tahini and the salt on the rim of the glass. Did you like that?
Put a little hair on my chest.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of salt on the rim of a glass.
Really?
Yeah, because when I come up, I feel like I've got it all over here like this.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, there's so many jokes right there.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
But it's funny how disarming that guy was that kept calling us family, because if you remember, the one thing that JJ gave us a heads up about when we went there was, don't order drinks, just get water. It's very expensive. And immediately, what kind of drinks you want? And just, I'll take a beer. I was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You guys
that drink was probably more than my food, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Hold on. Nobody move. Nobody say anything. We've got too many damn drops. God
Jesus. Just say it.
No. Keep talking. I'll play it. It'll be off, but keep talking.
It won't make sense then, because we'll move on. We'll move forward.
They might make it funnier though, I think.
So should we get to some of our
beer?
Worth it.
We get to our clips, our awards.
I think let's do Rudy's runs first.
Oh yeah, I've got some runs because there's a lot. There was a lot of stuff that.
And there was a ton of stuff that happened this week. Hold on, let me get to the.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Jeez, where is it? Here we go.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
Right. Played the wrong one. Anyway,
somebody open a window.
That works.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to just. I mean, whatever. Let's start.
Throw them out quickly, and let's talk about them quickly and move on.
All right, the Mahomes family. They're having baby number 3. Anybody excited about that? I don't know. We can talk about that.
I am. Congratulations.
A lot of deaths this week.
Oh my God.
Shelley Duvall, Richard Simmons, Dr. Ruth, Shannon Doherty, and the kid from Alf.
Yeah, I sent that one to you guys. You guys remember?
He was like our age.
Yeah. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys followed up on that, but I saw later maybe the following day how he actually died.
No.
Fell asleep in his car in Arizona and died from the heat.
That's not possible. That's not possible.
Because he was dealing with some depression, he had a dog that was like his emotional support dog. That's what I'm trying to think of.
The dog died as well in the car?
Yeah.
How do you not wake up from the heat unless there's some kind of drug that's...
I would have thought the dog would have woken him up. Like, I mean, barking or something. Licking or something.
Yeah.
Because the dog would have also been uncomfortable. And I don't know.
All right, next
must have been a drug. Though.
Just a couple more things. And this will come up later for our Quit Acting Stupid, but anybody catch the national anthem yesterday from one Ingrid Andress, who came out today saying she was drunk and is now in rehab, I believe.
Do you guys have that video? Because I've seen or heard about this story, but let's see. I've read about this story, but I've not heard of it.
I'll look for it in a second. Just the last two things. Did you guys hear that somebody that's running for president got shot in the ear? Did you guys hear about that?
I may have heard something about that.
What?
I don't know.
When did this happen?
Earlier
when
this
did this
week.
happen?
What was that from, Jamie?
What movie was that? Oh shit! Keep going. I'll think about it.
I don't know. Anyways, but along that line, though, Tenacious D, one of my Back to the Future. What?
Back to the Future at the end when never mind. Go ahead. Just keep going.
No, one of my favorite bands, Tenacious D, Jack Black and Kyle Gass. They were on stage in Australia on the Spicy Meatball Tour, which I saw here at Starlight a few months back. But anyways, it's Kyle's birthday, and they brought out a cake for him and said, "Make a wish." And he said, "Next time, don't miss Trump," which was terribly out of line. I think Jack Black, in fact, I don't know if this is going to break up the band because I was just reading something before we went on, and Jack Black completely condemned it and said he caught me way off guard, and I completely apologize. Kyle has since apologized today profusely. I think they were kicked out of the country. They were kicked out of Australia.
For the comment, they were kicked out of the country?
That's what it said. They were told to leave the country. All of their shows that were all sold out except for the last one. All of their sold out shows have been canceled. Tour's over. I don't know if it's going to kill the band or what, but it was something. I think he was trying to be funny, like a lot of us tried to be online and stuff, but that was just live and it was just a quick ad lib and it was.
I can relate. Can't you guys relate? I mean, we try on a weekly basis to be funny, and I think maybe sometimes we say things that are out of line.
Sure.
Yeah, one of the with all the commotion on Saturday with the shooting, I was on Twitter, because there was a lot of people trying to be funny, but it was very in check a little bit, which kind of make it funnier sometimes.
Right.
But one thing that I saw, the tweet that really stood out that I took to heart was as a comedian, I don't think any of you guys know him, but he said, let's make sure, just remind yourself, don't get fired for a tweet today or something. Don't lose your job for something you tweeted today.
Right.
Or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Before I make any comment or any. Yeah,
I will say, Jamie, you had a really good one earlier today about, and I kind of,
inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. No, it wasn't inappropriate, but I saw something along that line as well. It was a close-up shot of Donald Trump's ear with blood coming down, and it said something about how I felt after listening to the national anthem at the home run derby or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But along the lines, Jamie, were those your words that you typed out where you said it's been a tough week for ears?
I'll claim it.
That wasn't yours. That was way too funny to be yours.
It was pretty funny.
That was very funny. And you typed it out like it was yours.
It said, because I think I shared something about that chick that was singing the national anthem, and it said it's been a rough week for ears.
Yeah.
So I knew that wasn't original because it was far too funny to be
Way
Jamie.
too funny. Yeah. So, guys,
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are wonderful.
that's all the runs I have. So, just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not go in there. Woo!
What's up, Jim?
No, I was just gonna say, Shelley Duvall was that was the old school Popeye movie.
That
back
was
when we were
olive oil.
kids.
In
Olive oil,
fact,
yeah.
it made me go to Spotify and search the music from Popeye because that was kind of we watched that a lot as kids, and it was kind of a musical, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of singing in there. Yeah, I am what I am.
That's all that I am.
Yep, that's all on Spotify. It was pretty. I kind of took a trip down memory lane listening to that. So.
See, I think of Shelley Duvall. I think of some of those kind of 70s movies that I'm sure you guys never seen, like Nashville.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've seen anything other than her play Olive Oil. I didn't know what else she was from.
Yeah,
I did watch The Shining a couple years
ago.
ago.
Shining would be here. I've never seen it either, but she's an iconic image in it.
I own it. It's in that closet back there.
Hey, let me
on VHS. Is that one that you stole from Blockbuster?
No, it's on DVD. And I stole it from Sam Goody, I believe. So,
okay.
Jesus.
All right, I want to do. Here's my impression.
Oh Lord, hold on. He's had good impressions so far. His Obi-Wan was good, and what was the other impression he did?
Just do it.
Okay,
cool. The mom from the grandma from
from Christmas Vacation. So far he hasn't let us down really.
2 for 2. All right,
quite a repertoire.
I feel like this is gonna.
Okay. Oh, Popeye.
Huh.
God damn it.
Not bad.
See, and not bad. It wasn't a complete miss.
See, pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my interpretation of Shelley Duvall and in that movie.
It was a little more Lois Griffin, wouldn't you say?
A little bit.
I mean, they're probably not far off from each other.
It was like a cross between Lois Griffin and Marge Simpson, I think.
And with a little bit of the wife Edith from
Margie Bunker. Maybe that was it. Edith. Archie. Oh wow. Okay. Well, you know
it's
what?
Really just a generic older woman.
Bob,
lady.
Bob is the Bill Hader of the group. Apparently, he's got all the impressions. So
all right.
Good on
Where
you.
are we going from here, guys?
I don't know. Where are we going?
We talk about our visit to Aunt Helen and about how she's basically the Nino Brown of the nursing home.
So as Rudy mentioned, today was his first visit to go see Aunt Helen. Me and Jamie have.
It was my first in a while. I went with mom and dad a couple times.
At least over a year ago, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
No, I've been fairly. It was last year. It hasn't been that long.
No, it's been a while, and I'll tell you why. Because me and Jamie have been going regularly, and when I say regularly, once every 2-3 weeks, something like that, for about the last year. So I think it's been well over a year since you were there. But Rudy joined us this afternoon. This evening, we went about 6:00 to go see our aunt, and she was fast asleep in her recliner. But yeah, I think what Jamie's referring to is she has her own chair, and if Aunt Helen doesn't get to sit in her chair, boy, there is going to be hell to pay.
Well, and not so much from Aunt Helen, but from the workers that work there. Like they literally, like we got done visiting her one time, and so she went out in the common area, and then somebody was sitting in her chair, and boy, you should have saw how fast those
nurses,
whatever they orderlies, nurses, whatever,
disorderlies.
They basically forced that lady out of the chair and it's not her chair, it's the chair that she always sits in and sleeps in, and they forced this old lady out so she could go back in to sit in her chair.
Yeah, it's a pretty remarkable sight when they're lifting a woman out of quote unquote Aunt Helen's chair, and that woman doesn't necessarily want to get up or know why she's being asked to move. It's pretty funny.
Yes, people are scared of her there at that nursing home, just because she's feisty in her old age.
It's almost like a parent that is just tells the other siblings, oh, just give her what she wants. Just give her what she wants. We want to keep the peace. We want to keep her quiet. So that's what they do. It's like, look, whatever they got to do to keep Aunt Helen calm and peaceful, because she can get pretty ugly at times, and So they make sure they get anybody out of her chair.
So I had a little bit of a nervous breakdown there today.
Well, I thought you were going to pass out. I literally thought you were going to pass out.
I thought I was going to pass out.
Between the smells, I think probably it was overwhelming. The smells are pretty overwhelming, right? I mean,
yeah, and I think the fact that it was taco night there didn't add like a great.
Do you have anything besides Mexican food?
Tacos plus the other aromas that are going around in there.
Maybe some body odor, urine, tacos.
Whatever it is.
Not from our, just in general, on the floor.
Right, just the place, I think.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I wasn't, and then hearing
you did not look good. We had to I had to ask several times, are you sure you don't need water? Do you need to go out in the other room?
I wasn't sure, but I know that I didn't breathe through my nostrils from the second we walked in until we got back out. Like everything was in through the mouth, out through the mouth. I couldn't take anything in through the nostrils because I would have lost it. Then as we're leaving, you just hear help, and just moaning, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is somebody help. Does no one else hear that? Like, what is, I don't know. It blew my mind.
Take it from somebody that goes to those places very frequently and has for like the last 20 years. That's pretty common, actually. So you just have to kind of block it out. I mean, you can't respond to every single elderly person that is calling for help, because 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, they don't really need help. They're just calling for attention.
Well, like the woman, like Aunt Helen's roommate, who was running herself over with her own wheelchair.
So this is a sight. Yeah. So Aunt Helen has a new roommate because her old one passed away. So this lady has she has a regular bed, but she also has a mattress that's really in no frame. It's just right there on the floor in front of the bed. And so Aunt Helen's roommate gets out of her wheelchair, and then
she just kept jumping out of the wheelchair and falling on the floor.
Gets out of the wheelchair, falls on the floor, and gets on her mat, and then proceeds to do something very odd. She then starts to pull the wheelchair on top of her as if it was like running her over. And here we are trying to visit with our Aunt Helen and encourage her to eat her dinner. And boy, this was distracting with this lady over here.
A little distracting.
So that's Jamie's comment there about asking Rudy about getting run over by wheelchair.
I did. So at one point, Jamie's like, "You should be recording this." Wasn't that you that told me that?
No, I think that was Bobby.
That was probably me.
Probably Bobby.
Awful.
Well, I did hit record, and it doesn't shine a good light on us by any means. So I don't know.
Oh, but you know what shines a great light on us is this podcast we do every week.
Well, she kept asking us if we found her shoe. Like, is that my shoe over there? Did you guys find my shoe? And we're trying to
look, lady, I'm trying to visit with my Aunt Helen. Go find your damn shoe.
And me having been the veteran and gone to these places many times, just ignore her. Just ignore her. Don't answer her.
But she started crawling over towards Aunt Helen's wheelchair, like behind it, like she was crawling towards us, this woman. So I kept telling Bob, hit the button, like get the people in here. Like, and finally you did, and they came in and they got her back in her wheelchair, which
then she came right back.
Well, she would leave the room in her wheelchair, and then she would come back and just stare at us while we talked with Aunt Helen. And I just I couldn't look up at her.
It's been interesting. Well, the time before, when we were trying to get out, there's people that hang around the door that enter, the entrance and exit of that wing. And what?
It's like at Bar K when you go with your dogs, and all the dogs are waiting by the exit door because they know that door is going to open. So they can all escape. And when you open the door, you got to make sure the other door shuts behind you so no dogs can escape.
Yeah.
So this is the exact same situation here. So last time we were there, this is the time before Rudy joined us. Jamie and I are trying to leave, and keypad's on the wall, and you got to know the code. And so we come up to the door, and there's a lady that's got her walker there, and she she tells me, well, good luck. You need to have the code. And little does she know, but I'm about to push this code in, and that's
You're
going
about
to
to
unlock
blow
the
her
door.
mind.
Yeah. So I told Jamie, I said, Jamie, just get ready, because when I hit this code, this door is going to unlock, and we're going to hear it unlock, and then we're going to need to sneak out of here real quick, but we're going to have to shut it behind us to make sure this lady doesn't get out. So sure enough, I hit the code, and she hears it open and says, push it open, and she says, well, I'll be. And she, as Jamie and I are trying to get out, she says, hold the door open for me. And so that's when
he just shuts in her face.
Shut it in her. Well, I had to shut it in her face. Otherwise, she would have escaped. They are on a locked floor as it is. And so do you want to be the one responsible for letting this lady get out?
No, I felt bad.
Yeah, it was both funny and concerning. And they gave me crap for it because I shut the door on an old lady's face.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
I said, not on my watch, Margaret. Not on my watch.
You have the food that you can dump on her and say, here, eat that. Leave us alone.
I did get back in the car and I watched the video that I recorded, and it's a shot of Jamie who's like red and squealing. He's laughing so hard. And then I turn the camera and you can hear her roommate say, are you boys laughing at me? and I go, no, ma'am, we're not. She's like, I'm sure you are. And I was like, oh my God. Like it was.
So I think what we've come to, the realization we've come to, is that we are some awful human beings.
No, I think it's that we can't take Rudy. We can't take Rudy along because
you and I never get in that much trouble by ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's the key. I'll
Everything you're doing is bad. I want you to know this.
I'll sit the next few out. I'll take one for the team.
It'll be another 2 years before you go back and see her again.
Although it warmed my heart to know that Aunt Helen recognized me, and I think she likes me the best out of all of you guys. But
slow down.
I don't know.
Bobby yells at her too much. I'm like, dude, that's Aunt Helen. Like,
what did I yell at her about? Eating her food?
Eat your food.
Yes.
Calm down, bro. She cleaned her plate. Relax.
Well, that was let's see, that was before she started eating.
She needed encouragement.
And then Jamie just screams the toughest questions at her.
What was your
great aunt's
grandma's
brother's name?
That didn't happen.
And Helen, do you remember what your third grade teacher's name was?
Come on, brother.
Anyway, all right.
Asked her
let's
for
move
her
along.
dad's parents' name or something. I'm like,
No,
bro,
I'm sure.
she don't even know where she's at right
now. Father's former roommate.
She don't even know where she's at right now. Come on. So,
anyway, all right. Clip of the week.
Thank you for coming along with us, because that was some comedic relief.
Yeah, probably a little off-colored, but anyway. Clip of the week. Andrew, this is your clip. You want to set it up? Do you want to play?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll let one of you guys play it, but I can set it up here.
Okay.
We're talking about, like, in the runs, all the deaths this week, and for whatever reason, Richard Simmons really stood out, just because he was like go ahead.
Real quick, all three of us right now are thinking. The other three of us are thinking.
Who's going
to play it? And it's not going to get played.
I told myself.
We'll see.
I was going to play it, but then I thought, watch somebody else hit it, and then it's going to cancel it out. And
so exciting!
I've got it.
I got.
But no, Richard Simmons was a big figure, and then he kind of did. I remember in the '90s, he was everywhere, and it's funny that since he passed away, I've been seeing a lot of clips pop up where he was on Whose Line Is It Anyway? He was on Dinosaurs.
Was funny. The Whose Line Is It Anyway was hilarious.
Yeah. So he was kind of everywhere for a while, and another thing that was everywhere in the '90s were these Sports Center commercials that used to air on ESPN, which were great. They would have athletes, they would have the personalities from Sports Center, they would have mascots, and so I found this clip.
As Sports Center anchors, we work noon to 3 o'clock in the morning, 365 days a year. It can wear you out. That's why we brought in a conditioning coach.
And read those scores, those sports scores. Get that almanac going and turn. Type those stories. Check those sources. Camera 1, camera 3, camera 1, camera 3.
Anything that helps us do our jobs better, we're all for it.
Give me energy. Energy! Energy! Da-da-da! Da-da-da! Yes! Yes!
Great.
Yeah. I also there's something about that clip too because Stuart Scott is so heavily used there, and
Rest in
that's
peace,
someone else we
Stuart.
lost too soon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I figured it was very,
you know
very
what else?
timely clip.
When I was watching that too just now, I was thinking another place I remember seeing Richard Simmons being referenced was. Do you remember the beginning? You probably don't, but for whatever reason, it's popped up. The beginning of the Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. It's like Sherman Klump, like trying to do like a Sweat into the Oldies, but it's apparently it was Eddie Murphy as Richard Simmons in the video that he's watching.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that. But I can remember hearing that voice in my head.
Okay.
So, yeah, Richard Simmons was big, but then he kind of disappeared for a long time.
There was a thing for a while, like online, where people were like wondering if he's okay and like is he?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what was going on there, but
I think they're coming out with a Richard Simmons biopic.
Isn't Pauly Shore playing Richard Simmons?
Unauthorized.
But Richard Simmons said he didn't want it to be done.
He did.
I mean,
unauthorized.
Yeah, so we'll see. But he kind of over time kind of seemed like a bit of a tragic figure because he kind of disappeared. But he seemed like a good. I don't want to say good guy. I didn't know him, but you know what I mean. Like he promoted.
I think what
exercise and health.
I think what I heard was that he had 2 knee replacements, and that kept him really. It sapped a lot of his energy and such to jump around and be that personality that he always was.
But yeah, R.I.P. to a real one.
Yeah, pour one out. So, did you guys see anything this week? Recommendations. I saw 2 movies that I can think of off the top of my head. I went to see Fly Me to the Moon with Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. Really, really good movie. Can't recommend it enough. Don't want to spoil it. But it's about the moon landing and how, everything that went into going on the moon and kind of advertising it, and also maybe creating a fake moon landing. So that was really good, really interesting. I enjoyed it. And then I also saw earlier in the week, what's the one on Netflix with Zac Efron and A Family Affair? Pretty good, pretty solid Netflix watch if you're at home.
Is that the one with Nicole Kidman?
Yes.
I have to probably go back and rewatch it, but I didn't find it all that.
You didn't like it?
Nah, we fell asleep. I think I missed the last 15, 20 minutes. I don't know.
I mean, it's not going to win any awards or anything, but if you're at home and you're looking to start something, that wasn't too bad.
So I don't have anything new to recommend because I am still knee deep in season 2 of Suits. Andrew, did you at one point recommend that I see Suits? Somebody recommended Suits to me.
I've never watched it, so wasn't me.
Pretty good show.
I guess Jamie didn't have any movies. Oh, he's going to take
he's going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Shut the door, dude. Anyway, sorry. I forgot our viewers can't see that.
I didn't see anything this week. I've been actually catching up on like old Colbert's and Seth Meyers and Daily shows and all those kind of things that I just set to record. And it's funny because if I have a day off or if I was kind of sick over the weekend. I'm still a little sick if you can't tell, but I was just sitting here watching episode after episode. And it was funny because it's like 2 months behind. So there were all these stories that we've already talked about here on the podcast, like all the Christy Nome stuff with her dog and the portal between Dublin and New York. It's kind of funny because it's like, maybe if I was more up to date with this, I would have had more to say.
Man, you're way behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we I forgot what I was just going to say there. I was getting ready to talk and I had something and here comes Jamie.
I started to watch Hard Knocks, the off-season one with the New York Giants.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
Which I didn't get too far into it, but just kind of that like overview they do at the beginning, and it's like, they're going to show the interviews they did with the draft prospects. They're going to show meetings they had with free agents or
right.
So I'm really excited to see the rest of the season.
Yeah, I've seen episode 1 of that. It's pretty good. I need to get back into episode 2. I started Receivers on Netflix, and I think I fell asleep, and it rolled into like episodes 2 and 3. So I don't know where I'm at on that, but
so was that the end of your recommendations?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. Jamie didn't have anything.
I kind of Jamie. Did you have any?
Go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
because I'm the subject. So go ahead.
No, I'm currently watching Receiver on Netflix. Really good. Is it Receiver or Receivers? Whatever it is, it's pretty good. I'm almost finished with it. Recommendations. I would recommend that one. There, and it reminds me of. I'm huge on documentaries. Stand. I think I watched it a while ago, but I was reminded recently that I had watched it. Stand. It used to be on Showtime, but I don't know where you probably have to do some digging to find it. Anyway, it's about Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, formerly Jackson.
Yeah,
and
Chris Jackson.
He was kneeling before Colin Kaepernick ever thought about doing that stuff, and it goes through all his. I think he would pray. He turned it to Islam, and he would pray during the national anthem, and basically was ripped apart for it, and all that stuff. Really good show if you could find it. Like I said, it used to be on Showtime, but it's not anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to go a little different route. I'm a podcast. I'm listening to the Bible in a Year podcast with Father Mike Schmitz. Have any of you guys heard of this?
Mike Schmidt, the third baseman for the Phillies?
Schmitz.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Anyway, he's a priest out of Minnesota that goes through. He basically reads it, every day of the year, just like it says Bible in a Year. You read through the whole thing, and it's fascinating the way he does it. So yeah, that's it.
Real quick though, I'm also watching. Has anybody started Clipped about the Donald Sterling?
I want to.
LA Clippers.
Oh,
I want to.
I haven't seen it yet, but I just heard about it.
I'm in like 4 episodes in. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So,
where do you find that?
It's on Hulu, Disney Plus, Hulu,
Okay.
and something else. I think. I don't know. It's on a couple of those. So
what I wanted to do was give just a preview of something that I plan to bring up on a future episode. Xavier, since he's home for the summer, before he heads off to Dallas, has been digitizing some of my old photos and uploading them to our cloud storage. And in the process of doing that, he did a whole bunch of photos the other day, and wow, I found some from back in the olden days, school photos, baby photos, just a whole bunch of things. I think that's where I sent you guys that one.
I was just about to ask, is that where that one came from with Grandma Garita?
Yep, it is. Of the 3 of us, this was before Andrew was born, and then our cousin J.J. Segura, and we were there with our grandma Margarita. So
yeah, and we had Ghostbusters on.
So I plan to share some of those photos in the future. Maybe we can tag some of the folks that are in some of those photos.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to, and maybe we'll have to do it another time because we've been going quite a while. But I had seen a post or something where it listed 4 comedic actors, and it was like, if you could get rid of one person and all their movies, who would it be? And it was like Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, and I can't remember what the 4th one was. Oh, Will Ferrell.
Adam Sandler.
Okay. Well, anyway, I thought that would kind of be a fun discussion or something similar.
Adam Sandler. If we go that route, Adam Sandler.
Seth Rogen.
Or Jim Carrey. Adam Sandler.
I almost want to say Jim Carrey.
No way. Dumb and Dumber is probably the Cable Guy. Dumb and Dumber. Ace Ventura. What?
Dumb and Dumber is probably the only one I really miss.
Agree.
Oh, Cable Guy's amazing.
Yeah, Cable Guy's great. Like, he's made other good movies, but like, if I could probably go the rest of my life never seeing Cable Guy.
What are you going to miss from Adam Sandler?
I think Happy Gilmore,
Billy Madison.
Big Daddy, maybe.
Those 2.
I like Big Daddy.
Nope.
Billy Madison.
Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. Wedding Singer, maybe.
Wedding Singer, yeah, I like that one.
I'll lose that. That's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at he's made more. Well, I don't know. The question is, who's made more duds that you can.
Although, remember Airheads? Adam Sandler was in Airheads.
You know what? I originally
like
said
Airheads.
Airheads.
I originally said Seth Rogen, but now he was in Superbad. So
Oh
Yeah, you can't
I
lose
couldn't
super
lose
bad.
super bad. Nope.
Super bad, knocked up. Yeah, you can't lose
Okay.
Seth Rogen.
Probably Jim Carrey, maybe.
Did you guys see there's a new sausage party like series on Prime?
No, but that
I
sounds
did.
great.
It's
I
got
never
all
saw
the
Sausage
voices.
Party.
What's that, Mom?
I never saw Sausage Party.
It's pretty good.
It started out really well.
All
I
right.
think it kind of lagged a little bit, but this new show, it's got all the voices back, so I might check it out.
All right. Should we
All right, do we
get
want-
to
Do the award winner for this week?
Oh yeah.
I thought it sounded like you guys were going in a different direction. I thought we had settled on the Secret Service.
The secret.
No, I thought we were going to go with the anthem singer.
Anthem singer. We can give them both. The anthem singer who then came out today saying she was drunk and she's checking into rehab. And I think in her statement, like the last line was like, "I'll let you guys know how it goes when I'm out. I hear it's pretty fun," or something like that. She said even her statement was stupid. So
yeah,
maybe she was drunk when she issued it.
Probably. So there's one Quit Acting Stupid award, and the other one we talked about was the Secret Service. Like, what the hell, man? The guy was like just hanging out on the roof with a gun. Like, what are we doing? Like, there were videos of people saying like, we were pointing at him, telling the Secret Service, like, up there, he's got a gun. Like, and it just went on, and they just like, well, what are you guys doing?
Fine.
But anyway, so Quit Acting Stupid to the Secret Service, and Quit Acting Stupid to Ingrid Andress.
Andress.
Do we want to play just a quick little clip because Bobby still hasn't heard?
I still haven't heard it.
If you can, you got it.
For it. Let's hear it.
Brutal.
See, that's where I knew something must have been up, like her being drunk or whatever. Because if you know while you're doing it that it's not going well, that you're not hitting those notes, you don't try to go up there at the end. Like that's an optional.
Yeah,
you do the flag was still there, but she went.
I gotta think if you're a good singer, you could sing pretty well even if you're drunk. No, like your voice sounds good.
I've been to Off Key, and
so here's what I'm going to say is maybe this is a challenge that the four of us need to undertake. One episode, we need to spend the first hour all drinking on a specific time schedule.
Oh,
and then at the 1 hour mark, then we each take our turns in singing the national anthem.
Or doing anything.
Now, actually, some would say we probably don't need alcohol to sound bad.
We should do one of these drunk. We should do one of these drunk, like completely.
Like drunk history, and wasn't that a thing?
Or we'll do like tequila shots every
3 minutes.
Every time Rudy's high pitched laugh happens.
So that would be 90 minutes divided by 3. That would be 30.
maybe we do 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
9 times.
So my favorite drinking game like this to do in college, and I'll be honest, I've done it even since then, but it was a power hour. So you're only doing shots of beer.
Oh yeah.
But you do a shot of beer every minute for an hour. So that at the end of the hour, you've probably drank 6 to 7 beers, but you did it in an hour, and it's that consistency. It's the burping and the peeing and like I don't know.
Would we even be able to?
It's a trial.
Would we even be able to talk if we're like pouring shots every minute?
I can't tell you guys the last time I had 6 beers in an hour.
4th of July for me, but anyway. Yeah,
all right, guys.
That's those kinds of fun, silly stuff.
All right. Well,
maybe they'll help us get more than 50 viewers on an episode. So
maybe it'd help if we didn't go an hour and a half.
Oh, this week, real quick, I'll end it. But this week, subscriptions from 106 to 108.
I noticed.
Wow. Can we at least give a shout out to those 2 people? Do we know who they are?
I thought one of them is Michelle It says Michelle
Obama?
Martinez, but Michelle Muniz,
Michelle
Obama.
formerly Michelle Martinez.
Michelle
Michelle Martinez.
Martinez. What took you so long, Michelle? Jeez, I told you about it like
Come
2
on.
months ago.
Michelle.
Now where's Modesta? Hopefully Modesta was the other one.
I don't know.
I saw
You know
them
what?
both.
You know what? I guess I should give a shout out. I don't know if shout out's the right word. Let me offer my condolences to Johnny Manikia, who lost his father recently. But the point of bringing that up is to mention that Johnny did send me a photo of a bunch of my old classmates that got together. I unfortunately was unable to make it because I was, like I said earlier, traveling in Wichita last week. So, yeah, there was a photo of a bunch of my Holy Cross classmates there, and Michelle Martinez was one of them. So maybe
That's not her last name anymore.
Muniz.
Muskis.
No, Muniz.
I sent the podcast over to Kaylee's cousin's husband because I haven't really been promoting it over with her side of the family because it's not really their thing. Nor do I feel like I want to have to talk about it with them later.
Sure.
But these cousins feel like they're on our level, so I sent it to them. So they might be one of the ones that subscribe. But also, I was at a friend's house. My friend Derek Black, who I mentioned, I was at his place because Derek Brown was dog sitting for him, and we were playing video games over there. But I showed Derek Brown something from the podcast where I mentioned his name, where I was talking about the Derricks and all that stuff. And I didn't realize until after I left the house, I was like, I should have subscribed to the podcast while I was logged in at their house.
Yes.
I totally forgot.
Please.
Totally forgot.
Like and subscribe, everything. Jamie, how did you know that was Michelle Marquez?
I got an email. It said Michelle Martinez has subscribed, blah, blah, blah.
You don't get that about anybody else? Like,
no, I do every now and then, but a lot of times it's some weird name like Cool Chick 29, blah, 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 whatever.
I know Cool Chick 29.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. So
I dated her sister, Cool Chick 28.
Anyway,
we keep talking about how long this is, and yet all we do is just keep
you
going.
guys aren't getting the hint. You guys aren't getting the hint.
This is usually the stuff that we hit stop and then we keep talking. This is usually that stuff.
I was gonna make a similar joke to Bobby, so I'm glad he took the bullet.
Yeah. Good.
Can you imagine? Yeah, no.
Just
Stop
one
it
left.
right there. Stop it right there. All right, for my brothers, Rudy, Andy, Jamie, I'm giving you guys giving you time to play the clip. Until next time, quit acting stupid.
Not to get into too much troubles, okay?